Hey team, one of my favorite exercises for lower body strength, athletic development, tone, size, definition, you name it, this exercise has got it, is the lunge or the split squat. And there's a couple of things that I always see go wrong with the lunge or the split squat. So the lunge is kind of where we just got our feet on the ground. The split squat is where we have our foot elevated, and we particularly call this one the rear elevated split squat or Bulgarian split squat. For our lunge down in this position here, the most common mistake I always see people make is lunging forward and then just working through this and just moving aimlessly between that position. I don't quite like it. Now, it's okay if your knee goes in front of your toe. There used to be a day where if you put your knee in front of the toe, you were very naughty and you got in lots of trouble. It's not that big an issue. If you have some patella tendonitis, then I'll suggest that you back off that and focus on just slow, controlled repetitions. If you're coming back from a knee injury, making sure that knee tracks over that. It can go slightly forward, but just be really focused in any movement when it comes to knee injury. I've had a few of them and I know what that's like. What I also don't like about that movement being done incorrectly is when I'm lunging out, that back leg is going all the way back and I'm putting that femoral nerve and that fascia and some of those quadriceps muscles under tension in an elongated position, and it's not great. And that's really what causes people to the next day feel like they've overstretched and cause some discomfort or irritation to the nerves, fascia and muscle tissue in those quads. Instead, with our lunge, so on the ground, I kind of like people to step back and drop down. And for me, lunges, split squats are all about being compact. Look how nice and neat and tidy and compact I am in this position, as opposed to stepping out the front and dropping in and out without control. If we step back and down and lower ourselves nice and slowly, we really do get a good activation or focus on your bottom of your stability leg. You're really getting that knee, vastus medialis muscle inside, stopping that inside position of that knee, so we push that out. You're getting really good positions. Additionally, I've got that knee beneath my hip. I'm nice and strong and compact. If I'm holding weights, I'm in a good position, whereas out here, I'm not in a good position. From here, I can then drive up, return to my start position, nice and compact, dropping down, going slow and controlled so that we're loading our knee, our bottom, and then keeping all this musculature on here switched on nice and tight so our knee ends up beneath the hip. That's really important there. The same focus and the same cue then goes on to a split squat. Now I've got my trusty old plastic chair here. You might be at a gym, you might have a bench, you might have a buckload of weights or wherever. I prefer the split squats to have the weight loaded at the front. It recruits a little bit more through your abdominal core and really helps you sit down onto that bottom as opposed to on your back. I do tend to find most people will roll forward slightly. Generalization, I know, don't string me up for it, and you will get a little bit more in your lower back. So holding the weight down to the side in both hands or in one hand, or that barbell or goblet position up through here. Same again. We don't want that foot to be all the way out here and you to be all the way dropping down here, because your range is going to be off and chances are you're going to be dropping down in that back, moving up and down through there. You can see that length in that quad and that's not great. Again, front knee can go over those toes. That doesn't matter so much if you're focused and you're doing it consciously with control and you're avoiding any knee strain or pain. Instead, let's get nice and compact and see the changes in how things are firing and how they're looking, how much safer it looks when I'm a little bit more compact. I have my back foot up on that chair, my toes facing the ceiling. If balance is an issue, balance is a big part of strength, then simply take balance out of the equation and focus on just a straight strength by using some support, holding a chair, touching the wall, whatever works for you. If that's not an issue, then go back to that regular stance position. From here, I'm dropping down and the goal is to keep that knee as close as possible underneath that hip joint so that I'm reducing the strain through that quad, femoral nerve and fascia of that back balance leg. And again, so that I'm tracking down, really using this vast knee. I'm stopping my knee coming in, I'm pushing that out. As a result, I get a lot more activation, focus, whatever the word you want to use through here. I get a little bit more hamstring in that bottom position, and that bottom really helps drive me up. Particularly if I focus on not letting that knee collapse in and roll in onto this part, which is going to put pressure on there, and my lower back. If I drive that out, I get a big strong arch, and I'm dropping down and out. That bottom is really going to work really well in that position. So with a lunge or split squat, stay compact, let me know how to go. Just warming up.